Hey ladies and gents, it's Isdwiz here, looking for a way to celebrate our 1000th subscriber on the Atom Power channel, and I just wanted to show you some new additions to my toy room. This here is a castle that I made out of a little girl's bed. Just repainted it with a faux rock finish and added some accoutrements, and here it is. It's a very big piece, and it's the centerpiece of my collection, and it goes all the way down. Underneath the castle I've got my dragons, and they're all ready for battle there, and they've got their dwarven allies. And then below that I have the sewers, where a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hang out, and the subterranean dwellers, the Killer Crux and folks like that. But the newest addition was this very cool piece that I found at a secondhand store, and it looks like stained glass. This is actually hand painted on canvas. It's over 70 years old, and I found it, and I changed up my castle. I made a couple of copies here so that it could have a stained glass effect, and I think it added a really cool finishing touch to my castle, because I had some other stuff in there that didn't really approximate stained glass. But I love stained glass. I love that effect, and so I wanted to kind of show that off because I'm really proud of it. You never know what you're going to find in these secondhand stores. So up top you can see the Anatherians, the elephants. I've got Gorilla Grodd up there with a bow and arrow, and then down here you see some of the Gothotropolis birds, and right here I've got Guillermo del Toro, and the Queen, and Ramathor, and Zethius, the one that started this whole Four Horsemen addiction. And I've got some other figures out here, and they're all, like I said, ready for battle. Some recent additions are this custom that John Castellone made for me. So he's got a place of honor and his own throne, and he's flanked by Archimedes, and by one of the ogres as well. Up above that, sort of a cityscape. A lot of ladies hanging out here, mages and the like. This Thomas Tolman sculpted this head here, the dinosaur head, and I put him on an Anatherian, and so he's a dinosaur warrior too. I don't know if the people who collect Mythic Legions are aware of what came before, but the Anatherians, the Seventh Kingdom, Zethius, those are all amazing additions. So then down here there be dragons and dwarves, and you can see King Brandon on his throne hanging out back there. And I've got Motu, I've got Game of Thrones, I've got some Marvel. You can see Fing Fang Foom there, and I mix these guys all together. So I don't mind mixing the universes. I've even got some Narnia there. I've got some other various figures that I've cobbled together. Here's a one of the X-Men who I've outfitted to look like a Mythic Legions compatible warrior. There's Lord Veterus. Down here, hanging out in the sewers, the Joker, Bane, Scarecrow, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, and down here, the Abomination and Killer Croc are hanging out. And just a real mishmash of folks. and different kinds of people, different kinds of places. Another new addition to my collection that I'm really, really happy with is this, what I consider to be now the perfect Fantastic Four. And I finally got my Fantastic Four playing out, and here they are. The Walgreens, I think exclusives for the most part. But I love how these look, and I'm real happy with that. I've got a ton of Hulks, as you can probably see, coming up. Some other like MMA warriors. My collection's really, really super eclectic, and basically what I do is I just kind of buy what I like. Up here you've got some Marvel heroes, and you've got a whole bunch of them there, and then a scene from Ghostbusters where these the Mattel Ghostbusters are battling out with the garbage monster from McFarlane, and then, you know, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, some Make a Wrestler customs. So just a lot of fun stuff, and it goes all the way up to the roof. I promised my wife I'd keep all my action figures in one room, and I have for the most part, but that means hanging a few things from the ceiling. There's He-Man battling it out with Beastman. So there, and then there's a bunch of the Gothotropolis Ravens, and then some more DC guys hanging out. I like having them hang out like on rooftops and stuff, and I've got them going all around the top, and then back on the other side of the room as well. So I hope you can see all this. I hope the lighting's good enough. Down here, just some other things that I enjoy. Zim. I collect action figures that are made by Mexican artists. That's Zim is one of those guys. And I like big chunky dudes, so you can tell from the guys I have here. Like big chunky guys, like robots. I like, obviously, Mythic Legions, monsters, all those guys. And Pit, I still don't think there's been a Build-A-Figure as big as Pit and impressive as Pit. Let's come down here and see some more stuff. Swamp Thing. So it's just a mishmash. DC, Marvel. I've got both out of the tower there on a Brontosaurus. And some more guys climbing up a ladder to the top where Ed 209 awaits them up here. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff to look at. And the cool thing is I get to come over here and just let my imagination run wild and be inspired by all these creators. Look at this figure, Light Hope, designed by my friend Nate Barch. Here's kind of a rogues gallery of Batman villains. There's Bane ready to break Batman's back. Again, up top here, another scene. Down here I've got like a whole bunch of, you know, kind of a hall of armor with Iron Man stuff, right? And it just goes all the way down. Wrestlers. I even have a lot of villains and stuff and heroes on the back of the door. So that was just a creative way to make some space. And there's not too much good lighting out here, but this is my Spidey villain area. So it goes all the way down. I probably, that's probably too dark to see with the lighting as it stands. I'm going to show you my DTovs. Here are my Minotaurs. And I've got all kinds of Minotaurs there. I've got the original Anatherians from 7th Kingdom. I've got the Mythic Legion Minotaurs. I even got a Narnia Minotaur in there. Here's my Is Ramirez. He's got, you know, a place of honor there and his own throne. And this is kind of a lot of the Four Horsemen are there. Corn Boy's there. Sherry Lynn. Shane Ditzworth. Bill Mancuso. And I still have to open my Eric Treadaway and put him in there with those guys. But that's to honor all the guys who make all these really cool action figures that we all love. Got a troll here with the Hulk. Right next to an alien, a scene from Alien Queen. Here's a Star Wars scene. So each segment of the DTov is kind of its own scene. This one has Jabba and Leia and stormtroopers and stuff. I have here some of the figures from the Book of Life, which I'm a big fan of. Here's another one of the Mythic Legions troll, the Ice Troll, and he's in there with all his, you know, cold baddies and buddies. Here's Faustia, which I just recently put into this DTov, and I don't know if you can see back there, but it's she's got her weapons rack and stuff. And then down here are 3 pyramids. There's the Egyptian pyramid. There's the Crystal Skull pyramid from Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull, and then there's a pyramid that I made that just an Aztec pyramid out of Legos. So I'm really, I like Legos. I like that show. It's my favorite show right now is the Lego Masters show on Fox. I'm really enjoying that. Okay, over here is sort of a place where all the baddies hang out when they get caught. Prison there, so you can see a bunch of folks there. And then these really cool Superman and Batman armors from McFarlane, which I just opened up and put in a place there because it's really cool. Superman here from DCUC. I took a comic book and I made a little, I recreated the front of that comic. Then up here I did the same thing with The Amazing Spider-Man. One of my favorite comics here, Spider-Man and Tarantula. Did that, and I did that with The Amazing Fantasy there. So I kind of like doing that. Up here you could see way above my head, up by the roof, Dutch, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Lizard, some other big figures up here. And then there's all kinds of stuff, but right here is where Motu meets Mythic Legions, and it's a scene of battle and carnage and stuff, and you've got all the skeleton warriors, which are my favorite faction, hanging out, getting ready to do battle. Forecastle Grayskull. There's a gate that I created. There's Morgulith with some orcs. So it's the orcs and the skeletons basically on this side against the dragons, the animal warriors, and the dwarves on the other side. So many neat things to show. I hope this doesn't go too long, and I hope I don't run out of battery. But there's a TV to play some old school video games in here. A little cityscape. I just got this NECA diorama, which I really like. And I've got some Mortal Kombat guys, and then I got these 2 guys who were traded to me from one of the guys on the forums because I had a hard time finding it. And after I made the trade, I went to my Target and there were like 10 of them there. But anyway, the turtles are a lot of fun. These are sculpted by the Four Horsemen. I've got the originals in packet because they're so expensive, but these are kind of knockoffs, and a really, really cool Splinter figure that just recently came out. So I'm still playing around with that. That's going to be more turtles and stuff. Down here you've got the Leonard toys. Lizzie from the Rampage movie. And here's where I've made a mishmash of stuff as well. So up here on this wall, because I think I've shown most of everything, are a lot of Marvel Legends, some DCUC, a lot of cool, just assorted stuff from McFarlane when the Four Horsemen used to work there. Then Masters of the Universe classics, and then even 2000X. Up here is a collection of my Mexican action figures. So those are all kind of Mexicans in popular culture, like Cheech Marin, you can see there. You can see Edwards, James Olmos and stuff. So that's that. And then here, more Mythic Legions. My Talisman, Scarabus, and my and this is where my vampires hang out up here, right? And then more Masters of the Universe classics along here, along these shelves. I try to give like every figure some space, so there's some social distancing going on, because I like to do that. But as you get more and more figures, it gets harder and harder. Look at these incredible stactions that the Four Horsemen made for Masters of the Universe. I really, really love these guys. Leech and look at that. And then up here, more bad guys. And then up here, Hordak. And look at all these evil guys. Isn't that cool? See, it goes up all the way to the top. I think you've seen Mantenna. My favorite, of course, I think are probably the Snake Men from Masters of the Universe Classic. So I've got a ton of snake dudes hanging out here. Oh, look, here is some more. So the Timekeepers. So let's see.